So yeah, we here, man. Yo, I'm ready, man. I'm ready to get it, man. But first, before we get into the topic of discussion today, I just want to start with a little cold open. Um, I would actually like to talk about this Roe versus Wade shit. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, like yo, we should wait till the team get here anyway, man. Like yo, I'm waiting for the team to get in, man, get that man, because I wanna actually talk about Roe versus Wade real quick before we get into today's topic of discussion. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be perfectly honest with y'all. Like yo, that Roe versus Wade shit is crazy, man. Like I've seen a lot of women protest, and like I would like to say this, like to those states that have been affected by this overturn, um, you know, I like I would say like this as a man that yes sir, yes sir, yeah, here we go. You already know what it is. I introduce it again. Yo, listen, peace, y'all, and welcome to another episode of Randumb Thoughtz. I am your host, the LYR to the ICS's lyrics, y'all. Uh huh. Yeah. So yeah, we here, man.
Warning. The opinions expressed in this program are those of the presenter in their current state of mind, which they have the right to change at any given moment. The iRant Network and the members of the Ranters Union are not responsible for any claims made. All opinions and train of thoughts are welcomed here and protected by the First Amendment and the Ranters Union. All commentary, criticism, news reporting, research, teaching, and or scholarship of copyrighted material is protected by the Fair Use Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. iRant Network and the founder of the Ranters Union, Jalogic, aka Mr. M, recommends that you take what is said and do your own research. Read a goddamn book and form your own opinion. Furthermore, listen carefully to the ranters rant and debate their opinions and form your own conclusion. Thank you for watching this member-supported program, powered by the Ranters Union and produced for the iRant Network. Good day.
And there it is, y'all.
Going on.
Don't say we didn't warn y'all. So now we are bringing in the team. You know what I'm saying? First off, we have our special host for this episode here, Stephanie Gale. You know what I'm saying?
AKA it's Steph. Yo, what's going on, everyone? Happy Pride, happy Pride. Welcome to season 3 of Randumb Thoughtz. We're happy to have y'all here. We love you guys. We're happy to have you guys back, to join in on the discussion. You see my flag. Hey, what's going on, Taisha? Everyone's in the house. And today we're going to be talking about LGBT pride. This is an episode specifically dedicated to that. We're going to go into, the history of pride, how it came to be, how it came to fruition, and we're going to talk about some of the folks that were instrumental in bringing gay pride to all of us. Just pride in general. Like when we talk about gay pride, we are focusing on our freedoms, our rights, our prerogative as just free human beings. We're talking about that, but we're also talking about pride, in within yourself. You don't have to be gay to have pride. Everyone can have pride. This is a celebration for everyone. This is a celebration of the human spirit, human rights, human dignity, all of the above, anything of the like. So that's what this episode is going to be about. So I should be looking down. Hey guys.
Yeah.
but, let me, but let me introduce, the fam in here. This is the crew. We got Aviz at the top here. What's going on, Aviz?
I'm good with y'all.
All
It's
right,
your boy
man.
Advis,
And we
ADV
got
in the spot.
yeah. And we got Mr. Eric Ramos, aka Famous Raymond. You got to unmute yourself, man. There you go.
There we
How
go.
you
What's
doing?
going on, everybody?
Famous
Yeah,
Rainbow.
Famous Ramos. And then of
Good, man.
course we have the man that brought you this wonderful live talk show, Mr. Lyrics. What's going on, man?
Uh-huh. Peace. What's going on, y'all? Yo, I'm just right now. I'm just trying to wrap my head around this Sunday, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was a crazy Sunday morning, but it's always some crazy stuff happening in my life, man. So it is what it is, man. Shout out to everybody celebrating Pride, Pride months and all that other stuff. Um, but like before we actually jump into that, I want to talk about something real quick. I need to talk about this,
Yeah.
if you don't mind. I
No,
need
no,
to
not
talk
at all.
about it.
Because it actually has something to do with it will affect it may affect us, down the line. So yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah, so let's talk about Roe versus Wade, the overturn. Um, I swear, I didn't know anything of this. I've heard that there was a case going on with it as far as trying to get the overturn, but then I see on Fox 5 News here in New York City, I saw like they officially overturned it like on Friday, and there were a lot of pissed females out in the street. You know what I'm
Oh yeah.
saying, protesting this. So I I just want to get y'all thoughts on it, man, because me personally, like I'm very 50-50 about it. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Mm,
One side of me is like, you know what? Like, you're saving a life or future life. But then the other side of it is like, your women do have the right to dictate their own choices in their bodies, man. Like who's the government to sit there and push them back into a corner? You know what I'm saying? So that's like I said, I'm real 50-50 about that.
mm,
You know?
yeah.
Anybody else got anything to say on that, man? I mean, like I would love to
Well,
hear your opinions on it.
I
well,
mean,
I'm gonna take the Thanos stance and say the woman's choice, woman's body. Like I don't see the point of a government dictating what. For example, let's give you an opinion. A example: if a woman is raped, she can't have the right to abort the child of her rapist. Makes no sense to me. Completely no sense. Um, there's also it goes hand in hand with the gun legislation that's been going on lately. They're okay with people taking lives using guns with bullets, but when it comes to like how the complication come with like what I mean with the stance they have within that doesn't make any sense. Like what I mean like taking lives with guns are fine, but a woman's body and choice to stop a pregnancy, depending whatever reason she wants, is an issue. I think they got the whole agenda kind of like conflicted right there. So that's my opinion.
Hey, yo, Avis.
Yeah. I'm on the same side as you, lyrics. Um, for some of the same reasons Eric also said. I mean,
Mm,
your right to your body, regardless. I mean, shouldn't be taken away. But I will say that the use of again the incident or the example of being raped and stuff for that particular case, I understand that wholeheartedly. But what happens is that percentage of folks who are, and I went trying to look for as much data as I could on who are victims of that, and it's really a very minute number of people who that happens to, for that to again be the case where people is mostly always push over to that's the main point is what about if a person is this versus you look at the numbers and it says about 84 to almost about around 85% of all of this is done consensually. So it's based off of a choice, and I see part of it again as you shouldn't be doing that and you shouldn't be telling somebody what they can and cannot do with their body. But at the same time, for some folks, they use it as another means of a contraception, and I feel like that's where another crutch comes in to where it's like, oh well, you know what, I could just do boom boom, get this done, versus doing prior work beforehand to have got to those steps before you can even get to end up conceiving and having a baby. But again, it's like that middle ground in between back and forth.
Okay. Well,
Okay, here's my take on it because I am I'm someone who could very well be affected by this decision.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I understand you all bringing up the issues of rape and in those circumstances that yeah, definitely. If a woman doesn't want to have a baby, if she didn't have any plans of having a baby, and she wants to terminate the pregnancy, I think she has every right to. um and I know you're talking about numbers as far as rape, and I understand what you're saying as far as the numbers go, but there are other issues that come into play as well. That women's health, and in general, like me, I'll share a little bit of of my health history. I have something called PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome. This is why I have the beard. This is why my voice is low. This is my body naturally pumps out testosterone, um, from the adrenal glands. And I have not quite close to a male's, amount, but it's pretty close. Like the amount my body pumps out is pretty heavy. So for me, if I were to get pregnant, it's very dangerous for me
Mm-hmm.
oh,
because
for real?
yes,
Mm-hmm.
I can get exposed to. Well, here's the thing about PCOS. When I go through my cycle, I don't have not all of my eggs are going to be perfectly normal. This is where the polycystic part comes in, because polycystic is describing the eggs and the shape of the eggs. They come out in a crescent shape when I go through my cycle, because your body is dumping out, the eggs and flushing them out. I get abnormal eggs. If I have abnormal eggs, my pregnancy and I get pregnant, my pregnancy is going to be complicated, and I expose myself to a possible ectopic pregnancy, which is very dangerous to a woman. I can die, like I could bleed
Mm-hmm.
out and die, literally. Um, so and I can lose my one of my ovaries as a result as well, because when you have an ectopic surgery, and I've known, or not surgery but pregnancy, and I know I have friends that have been through ectopic pregnancies, and it's very painful. Um, and I've had friends that have lost ovaries because the pregnancy ruptured their ovaries, because the baby was stuck in that ovarian canal. So it's complications like that, and
Mm-hmm.
there are all sorts of complications that women go through when they're pregnant. Some of them don't even know they're going to go through it. Like I know people that have, when they were pushing out their baby was, they had a condition where, their blood types weren't the same, and the baby was killing the mother as she was giving birth to the baby. Like things like that. There's so many situations that come up, and the mortality rate here in the U.S. is pretty high compared to other countries, other I guess first world countries. So it's not as simple as, oh, if I get raped, my rights are taken away from me. It's so much more than that. It's That's why women. It's so important for women to have rights to their bodies, because they know their bodies better than anyone else.
No,
I
that's
So
would
a
give
fact.
I was
they
giving
know.
extreme I was giving an extreme version, example of that. But I'm sure, like I
Yeah.
said before, like woman's right, woman's body. That's it. I
No, I'm
mean,
just saying. I'm
yeah.
just pointing it out there because you all are. No offense, you all are men. You don't
Yeah.
know
Nah, what you
all
for
the. You don't
real?
know all the
Word,
things we go
word,
through.
word. I'm a man.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I know a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because like my son mother had something of a something like that of a condition, and you know, like my son had to get she had to get a C-section for my son because she couldn't have a natural birth. I think it was because of towards those lines where like her ovaries could have got crushed or some shit like that. Like, you know what I mean? I don't really know the full details of it, but at least, you know, when you like she didn't have your condition, you know, she didn't have the what is it, PCO, right?
PCOS.
PCOS. Yeah, she ain't had that, but like, you know, it just like with certain women and their body how the body is structured, someone can't have a natural birth. It's a risk to have a natural birth. You know, I remember she was telling me with her first child, like but she was young when she had her first child. So, you know, that's when she found out she couldn't have a natural birth after her first child. Like I said, the second child, you know, like my son, you know, they have to have a C-section, you know, and I was like, yo, I'm glad for my son, man. Like, I love my son to death, man. But seeing that shit, like, yo, so I'm like, yo, seeing a C-section, like, I remember my mother had a C-section with me. You know what I'm saying? And I used to see the scar right there, like on my mother's stomach. She's like, yo, this is when you popped out, little. I was like, all right, yo, my fault. Like, my bad for being a fat baby. Like, yo, you shouldn't have been eating that sour cream, banana, and sugar mix. Like, yo, that was your fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Rest in peace, mommy. Like, you know, but like, no, but this is a serious situation. I didn't know how serious it was, so I watched the news and really got into it. I was like, oh shit. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's going to be off to the races. Like, it's going to be hell on earth. I mean, if they don't come to a happy medium on this shit, like, it's going to be hell on earth.
And just to kind of segue into the LGBT portion of this and how it affects our rights, you know, me being part of the queer community, we have Clarence Thomas, the king. Oh my God, can I say a king? The king coon of them all. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry actually, but he is now talking about, now that we've shot down Roe versus Wade, we should start looking at these other issues, you know, gay marriage or marriage equality, if you will.
What about child support?
Getting rid of contraceptives, which, I mean, I'm like, at least give us that. If you're not going to give us, you know, the abortions, at least give us that. Give us that. Like, if we have sex with someone and it's a mistake, like, you know, my God, like, this is bad, you know. I don't want this to turn into something worse. Let me get a plan B. Now you're trying to take that right away? Like, this is the night after. And we can't even have that. Like, that's we're going down the rabbit hole. It's getting bad. It's getting really bad.
The Renters Union said this might help the LGBTQ community, more babies to adopt. Just saying.
No,
like,
no. You know they're gonna try to find some way to block that too, because they're trying to get rid of, you know, they're trying to bring back sodomy laws as well.
You know,
they don't even want us together.
Since they're trying to cut everybody's balls off, right? Like, yo, at least and I'm not saying completely to get rid of child support, because we know that's not gonna happen. But at least monetize it, like monitor it. Like, for instance, like, if you're gonna pay child support, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, do what Delaware did. You know what I'm saying? Like, give the recipient the child support, give them a card where they can only use it in certain places, and wherever they use it, when they get a receipt, child support gets a receipt. So at least you know you're using the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least, like, you know that you're using the money towards the child. Now, you know, that's another conversation for another time, man. Like, yo, we could get to Roe versus Wade all day, but Steph, I'm going to leave it to you. This is all you. Handle your business.
All right. So with that being said, I mean, I'm glad we started off with Roe versus Wade, though, because it's a very important topic to discuss. I mean, there's so many, we can go so many ways with it. We really could. I mean, we could talk about, you know, the Republicans trying to turn this country into an Aryan nation. You know, I mean, we can go up, down, sideways, zigzag with this conversation, but we're
That's a
gonna get
fact.
into the LGBT pride portion of it. Yeah. As you see, I have my flag. This is the original.
Oh, I forgot.
This is the original rainbow flag. Happy Pride to the folks celebrating in New York City. I wish I could be there because that is like that is the livest party in town. The last time I did Pride,
Hey, Steph, I forgot something.
What's up?
Let the fuckery commence.
Hey,
Come on, man. I could.
Right.
Come on, baby.
Yo, so we gonna get into that fuckery right now.
Yes, sir.
So, but yeah, last time I was at the parade, though, I was on a float, and let me tell you, this is nothing like seeing Fifth Avenue with a sea full of rainbows and just happy people from all walks of life. There's nothing more beautiful than that. And I implore y'all, if there is a great gay pride event near you and you are in the spirit, it doesn't matter if you're gay, straight, non-binary, transgender, whatever, cisgender, pardon me, you should go. I'm Avis, Lyrics, Eric, y'all need to go.
No.
Yes,
No.
you would. No, you think there's nothing for you there. No, you think there's
No.
There's
Hold on. I told you the story. I told you the story what happened at Opalines.
We're not talking about
Opalines.
We're not talking about Opalines. That is not the same thing. That's not the same. No, you went to a lesbian club. You went to a lesbian club. That's not the same thing. It's not the same thing.
No, it was the same thing because
cookie jar.
No, wait. I swore I bumped my head and I was in a magical place of beautiful women and they always gonna talk to me, but like that shit didn't happen.
But you went to a niche. You went to a niche spot. Of course, there's gonna be nothing but lesbian women there. I'm talking about gay pride. I'm talking about gay pride. There is so much more in gay pride. And I'm telling you, I've seen straight men and women there, and they've had a ball and they were getting play. So,
hey, yo, Benny, want to know what happened?
No, we're not going to get into that right now. No,
Benny, I'm gonna tell you, but not right now. Not right now.
Yeah, he can tell you later.
Can I guess? Can I guess? Can I guess?
But Opaline used to be the spot.
No, because
Tiffany knows.
Steph don't want me to tell her right now.
Let me tell you something. Tiffany knows about Opaline. That's where we met, actually. And shout out to Tiffany.
Tiffany.
Huh? No,
I was like, shout out to Tiffany.
John, shout out to John Logic. He said let him talk.
Yo, Tiffany said, I even said to my ex-wife, we may not have to pay for the divorce if they nullify our marriage. I thought it was funny. Wow. Okay.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy.
Tiffany. That is. But not. All right, Steph, may I please tell the story?
Fine, man. Go ahead. The audience asked, like Josh said, I guess we're gonna tell the story.
Cool. I'm gonna try to make it as quick as I possibly can. So boom, right? Me and my homeboy Eighth, we were supposed to have met up downtown, you know what I'm saying, in Alphabet City, by like Avenue A or whatever. Something happened. Something came up with Eighth. He couldn't make it, so I was like, F it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just like hit the city, whatever. So I see Opalines. I'm like, let's see what's going on here. Like I didn't know Opalines was a gay or lesbian bar, nothing like that. I didn't know, So I go in there, right? You know what I'm saying? There's like a dark spot between. Like when you go in and the actual club area itself, it's like a big ass dark spot. So I'm in a big dark spot. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, oh, so I see a door. I see the other door. Yo, when I opened the door, it was like, oh. Yo, nothing but beautiful ass women there, boy. Yo, I was harder than the rock. I'm sorry, man. Like, yo, it was like, God damn, I done bumped my head and went to heaven up in this motherfucker. I literally was the only man there. The only male. The only male. So I'm like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody dancing and shit. Like, yo, like, all right, cool. So I'm gonna dance up in there. I'm gonna do my thing. Yeah. So say word. So I danced up to one girl. She did like a Michael Jackson spin away from me. I'm like, the bomba clad fuck. So I danced to another one. The other one moonwalked her ass back somewhere away from me. Again, I'm like, what's going on here? Like, yeah, I'm trying to dance with a couple of chicks go away from me. I'm like, nah, this is some bullshit. So I go to the bar, right? I asked the bartender, yo, may I please have some water? This fatherfucker threw a bottle of water at me, man. Like I was a jerk off. Like, yo, just literally launched a bottle at me. Like, oh, what the fuck? And water's free. At least at that time it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, water was free. So, but I felt offended because she threw the water. It wasn't like it was a toss or it was a hand. Literally launched the water at me like, get the fuck out. So I'm sitting there like, oh, word. All right. So I bounced. You know what I'm saying? So, but as I was leaving, the host of the event, she chased me down. And I'm like, yeah, Benny, the shit was funny. Yeah, so she chased me down. She's like, excuse me, sir. Why are you leaving? I'm like, nah, man, fuck that. Like, yo, I'm trying to dance with chicks and shit. They dancing away from me and shit. You got you got bartenders throwing water at my ass and shit. Like, yo, you thirsty here? Now get the fuck out. Like, yo, so I felt offended. Yo, homegirl was busting out laughing. She was laughing her ass off. Like, yo,
that's fucked up but funny. She said
no,
thirsty.
Lyrics was barking up the wrong bushes. Like,
this is what I'm saying. He's talking about. He's comparing a lesbian club to gay pride. Not the same thing. Not the same thing.
So the host was like, the host was like, yo, like, so it's like, yo, so I just want to let you know that this is all lesbian open mic / after party. You just caught the after party part of it. I was like, I ain't see no flyer. So she points to her right, and then I see the flyer. I'm like, oh shit. I ain't see the flyer while I was coming in. It was dark as shit in here. She started laughing again. She was like, yo, I'm sorry. I apologize, but you can stay in if you want to. Fuck, I look like staying in there. They looking at me like I'm not even a part of this shit, man. You have people throwing water at me and shit. Like, fuck out of here. I'm not doing this shit. Nah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But it was nice meeting you though. You know what I'm saying? I bounced. Like, yo, son, like ever since then.
This is what I'm talking about. Look, Tiffany said my brother used to come all the time. I met her brother. And yeah, straight people used to come all the time. Like,
that's cool, but here's a confusion. And Tiffany,
I think because you came, you know the other thing is you came alone. You came alone. That was the problem. You needed friends with you. That was the other issue.
Well, see, at that time, I'll be honest with you, I didn't know any gay or lesbian people, you know, during that particular time. So it wasn't like I could just call up somebody like, yo, listen, I'm at a lesbian spot. Yo, I need a wingman for this or whatever. And even if I did, I'm not getting a phone number. I'm not even getting an area code. So like the fuck I look like. The only thing I'm getting is water bottles of water thrown at me all night. The fuck I look like doing catching bottles of water all night. Like, yo, why? First of all, I wanted to know what the fuck was this bartender's problem? Like, yo, who hurt you? What man hurt you to be throwing bottles at fat motherfuckers?
Who knows?
At night.
You know, who knows? A lot of women go through trauma.
I understand that, but like you see me, you know what I'm saying? Like I like what do I look like your ex-boyfriend or some shit? Like, what's going on? Why are you launching bottles of water at me? Like, yo,
because she was like, you're not supposed to fucking be here. Get the fuck out of here. Like, we know you got titties and everything, but that doesn't count. No, I'm kidding.
But listen, I'm trying to play a game and suck the titties. That's it. How about that? I'm trying to play a game and suck the titties. Fuck it. Like, I suck yours, you suck mine. How about that? Like, yo, I'm trying to play a fucking game So that's what I'm trying to do.
Man.
No, I mean, but you gotta use what you have to your advantage, right? So I'm just trying to use what I got to my advantage.
love your body.
John Logic said Roe versus Larry. Yo. Oh man, no, but here's the thing though, and this is why I say they're not the same thing. When you go to a lesbian club, you're most likely only going to run into lesbians that only like other women. So you have that. It's a very concentrated. Let me finish. It's a very concentrated environment. Whereas when you're at a pride parade, you're not just getting queer people. Yes, most of the people in the crowd are going to be queer, but you're also going to get bisexual people. You're also going to get, cisgendered, straight people. Like you're gonna find your tribe. That's the difference. When you go to a parade, you're gonna find your tribe, and you'll find new people to join as part of your tribe. But the point is, like, as I said before, I've seen all sorts of dudes. Like I've seen straight dudes get play at the parade. Like that, I saw a group of dudes posing with some women, and they had cheeks out. They were bending over. One guy was in a wheelchair, and he had like 2 or 3 women in his lap. Like it's that kind of party. Like everyone is happy. Everyone is enjoying themselves. People want to have fun and get laid. Like it's wild. Yeah, I'm telling y'all would have a great time. And
yo, so you
straight man, you bag a female. I'm assuming the women. That is not true. That is not true.
No offense. I'm good.
That is not what's gonna happen.
I'm good.
Only if you ask for it. But
I'm good, man.
Only by special request.
Yeah.
But but
Puerto Rican parade. Don't go to the Puerto Rican Day Parade, okay? I think the Pride Parade is better than the Puerto Rican Day Parade.
Yes, by far.
And that's coming from Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican Day Parade.
Stay away from the Puerto Rican Day Parade.
Yeah,
why?
They've had some controversy in the past.
They act up too much.
I love my Puerto
Rican
ignorant people, Wepa, but yeah.
Nah, you know what parade y'all don't need to go to? The West Indian Day Parade. And I love my West Indians, man. You know what I'm saying? South Say and all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not Haitian. I'm just West Indian, but like,
you're Jamaican,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Jamaican. Come on.
No, actually, I'm West Indian. Like my family's from St. Thomas. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't gonna talk about all that, man. Like, but not like no, there used to be like some shootings in West Indian Day Parade. And Joe, was it Juve?
There's a shooting
the night before.
There's a shooting every year. If
we
haven't had a shooting in the last 2 years, it's because of COVID.
It's Eastern Parkway.
Let's be honest. It's Eastern, and it's Eastern Parkway. Yes.
So wait, you said the reason why they had
the reason why they haven't had a shooting in the last 2 years is because of COVID.
Oh, so you said all the shooters decided, I'm not going tonight, man.
It's too dangerous out here, you know. Yes. Let me tell you something.
My fat ass is still out there getting them shark tails and that rice and peas. Oh Lord, Jesus, shark tails and rice and peas.
I have to admit, though,
fuck it.
I miss Flatbush so much. When I lived there, when Juve happened, like they would come directly down my street because I lived on a main street. I lived on Flatbush Avenue. Shout out to all my Flatbush folks. I miss it so much. I miss that area. So lively.
They shut Juve down. Damn.
Yeah. Oh, did they?
Yeah, they shut. Yeah, like said they shut Juve down, man. Damn, son. Like kind of shut Juve down.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think they're gonna bring it back. They might bring it back. But let's with that all being said, because this is the summer parades and all that, and like I said, Pride Parade is today. It's happening right now as we speak. I think this is the first live Pride parade that New York City has had. The last two have been like virtual parades. So, but we're gonna get into the origin story of the Pride parade. So we're gonna start with, of course, it starts with the Stonewall riots. I'm gonna read a little bit I'm gonna read from the cheat sheet, aka Wikipedia.
Did you watch the news?
Hmm?
Did you watch the news about Stonewall?
No, what about it?
Like they broke ground. What was that? It was a brief news story on the news or whatever. I think they broke ground to. I think they're gonna create a building dedicated to the Stonewall riots and all that.
Oh, that's
like
dope.
You know how they you know how motherfuckers they put the shovel in and then they smile for the camera.
Yeah.
Like it was like a colorful sand or whatever, and they put the shovel in and they were smiling for the camera and shit. If I could, damn, I need to find that clip, man. I wish I could have found that clip for you for this, but like they said it was gonna break. They were breaking ground to create a building dedicated to Stonewall and Pride and Pride and all that other stuff.
Oh, so it's gonna be a museum basically.
What?
It's gonna be a museum basically.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for the hip hop.
That's super dope. Sorry. No, that's really dope. So, I have to look up that news story. Hey, what's up, Kelso Rich?
Kelso Rich, what up, baby?
Yep, no topic left untouched. That's who we are, man. Whatever comes to mind, we talk about it. So we're gonna get into the origin story, like as I said, which was the Stonewall riots. I've been to Stonewall, and it's still standing. I think it's a historical monument now. Well, not monument, but it's a historical site. But it's still operating, still thriving. So those are where the riots happened, in front of the Stonewall on Christopher Street. So I'm gonna read from Wikipedia. This is what it says about it. The Stonewall riots, also known as the Stonewall Uprising, Stonewall Rebellion, or simply Stonewall, were a series of spontaneous protests by members of the gay community in response to a police raid that began in the early morning hours of June 28th, 1969, at the Stonewall Inn in Greenwich Village, the neighborhood of Lower Manhattan in New York City. Patrons of the Stonewall, other village lesbians and gay bars, and neighborhood street people fought back when the police became violent. The riots are widely considered the watershed event that transformed the gay liberation movement and a 20th century fight for LGBT rights in the United States. And I want to update that because we say LGBT, but it's more like LGBT plus. I'm just a little side note. I know most people would think I'm the L in LGBT. I'm actually the I in that alphabet. And I is intersex, hence my shirt queen. You gotta
explain that.
So queen is is king and queen together, because I operate in both the masculine and the feminine. That's who I am as an intersex person. I have traits of both sexes.
So you're not in the L community. You're in the I community.
I'm technically in the I community. Yes.
You're technically in the I. All right. So I'm confused as fuck still, because because I gotta take my glasses off for this shit. Because I get LGBTQ, but now it's LGBTQ plus.
LGBTQ plus or LGBT plus.
Okay, yeah, and now we all know what the LGBTQ stands for. If you don't, it's lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, and questionable. No one is no longer transsexual.
You said questionable?
Not questionable. Questioning.
Same thing.
questioning. Questionable is a little.
Yeah, that's very general, man.
Yeah.
Public.
And then you have LGBTQIA, you know, which again, questioning, intersex, and then
And what's the A stand for?
asexual.
Asexual.
Yeah. So basically, they took over the alphabet because no, it doesn't mean queer. No, queer is all encompassing. So it wouldn't make sense. It would be kind of redundant to make Q queer when you're including all the entire spectrum of the community. So yeah, no, Q is questioning.
So questioning is something that could be temporary though, because you could be questioning something on a certain moment and later on be kind of firm in what you believe, in what you feel you are, right?
Yeah, you could be. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just it's including all of these marginalized groups under one umbrella, basically.
You know what? I think that I may be Q as well, like because I'm questioning why the hell did they throw that bottle at me at Opalines, man? Like I've always questioned that shit.
Because you're a
Um,
man, you're
like,
an anomaly. You weren't supposed to be in there. Why are you questioning that? That's
no,
so
no,
obvious.
no. If I have to be friends, I'm friends with people in the community, so I mark myself as Q. Questioning. I'm questioning why the fuck every time I go to a pride event, motherfuckers look at me like I'm a predator.
No.
Like yo, I'm not like
because you always come by yourself. If you came with me to a pride event, I would help you out. I got you, bro.
You would see how Steph would bag women if you were with her. That's what would happen.
I know. Yeah, Steph has super pimp power.
You would see game. You would peep game. Okay.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. You're right. You're right.
I'll show you the ropes. I got you, man.
I'm
gonna help you out.
Show me the ropes around, you know what I'm saying, the B and the Qs. You know what I'm saying? Like the B and the Q females. Like, show me the ropes around them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. Yeah,
because I want to show them my rope. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't gonna talk about that right now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness.
No after dark.
They didn't know if you were a weirdo. Exactly. So, but yeah, so let me get back to the Stonewall riots. Let's get back to that because John Logic wanted to know why it happened, and basically it was because back then they had what you call sodomy laws, and also they would call them indecency laws. So back then in New York, if you were trans, if you were someone who was, I don't want to say a cross dresser, but someone who, you know, if you're a man that dressed as a woman or vice versa, you know, if you were queer and you're walking around openly, you know, with your partner, your boyfriend, girlfriend, what have you, you could be arrested for that. So that is the reason why they were raided. If they were constantly being harassed in that area of, they call it Greenwich Village, also known as the West Village. They were constantly being harassed at that time. So when the riots began, it started off, it was supposed to be, you know, calm and peaceful. And of course, you know, the police, sometimes being the police, became antagonistic, and, you know, they fought back because they were tired of being harassed and arrested and treated inhumanely. So that's the reason for the Stonewall riots. Let's see if I want to see if we'll read anything else. Okay. Let's see. Tensions between New York police and gay residents of Greenwich Village erupted into more protests the next evening, and again several nights later. Within weeks, village resident organized into activist groups demanding the right to live openly regarding their sexual orientation and without fear of being arrested. The new activist organizations concentrated on confrontational tactics, and within months, 3 newspapers were established to promote gay rights for gay men and lesbians. And then a year after the uprising, to mark the anniversary on June 28th, 1970, the first gay pride marches took place in Chicago, Los Angeles, New York, and San Francisco. Within a few years, gay rights organizations were founded across the U.S. and around the world. Today, LGBT pride events are held annually in June in honor of the Stonewall riots. So that's why we do this. That's why we have these parades. Of course, over the years, you have companies now capitalizing on the popularity and success of these gay pride parades. They're not really supposed to be parades. They're supposed to be protests. So you'll have different events happening. You'll like on like the Saturday before the Pride Parade or protest. You'll have a protest called the Dyke March that will happen, and you'll have just women who are lesbian, non-binary, bisexual, like from all walks of life, that come out and they walk the streets. A lot of them walk topless, and they fight for their rights, including reproductive rights, the rights to live, open and free and able to have rights over themselves and to live without being harassed, raped, or otherwise. So you have all these things that spark from just the Stonewall riots. What? Wait, what was that? I'm selling.
He's about to capitalize too. I'm saying.
Oh my God, no.
Of course.
He's selling Rainbow Random Thoughts t-shirts for a little holla at him.
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
man.
Stephanie. We've been to the Dyke March. I've been to the Dyke March a number of times. It's always great. I don't walk around topless, but I totally.
Wait, they walk around topless and shit at the Dyke March?
Yes.
Did you just not hear that? Were you not paying attention?
Wow, you really didn't pay attention to that.
I thought he would pay attention to that.
I know.
I'm paying attention to that shit now. I'm paying a lot of attention to that shit now. So when is this Dyke March thing happening again?
It's usually usually the day before the main parade / protest. So what should the indecency law be used for? I'm
going next year. Just need to let y'all know that I'll be there.
Oh my goodness. That's a good question. I don't know if it should be used for nudity though. I don't have. You got a few numbers then, yeah.
There's exceptions to that, especially if there's places that you go that it permits that. That's what that's the whole thing. But everywhere, a lot of other places, of course, it says if there's no shoes, no shirts, no service. It's really dependent on where you're going in the area stuff. But again, people do what they want to end up doing. And
yeah.
If you empower,
I'm gonna be honest with you.
It can go as far as public dumping and masturbation.
That's the thing. And sorry to cut you guys off. That's the thing. I remember one time I was rolling down Madison Avenue, right? And I seen this lady, kid you not, it was the summer. I seen this lady walking down the block. She had a skirt on with no shirt, titties out. You know what I'm saying? B cups out. I'm not gonna lie to you, them shits look good. I was staring. I almost got to a damn car crash fucking with this lady, man, because I was at work and whatever. I was gawking like a motherfucker. I'm not gonna lie to you. But what do you expect? I'm a straight dude that has that I've seen titties before, but I haven't seen nobody walk out in the middle of the street like shit is cool with some nice set of titties out in the street. Well, you also have to take into consideration you got to take into consideration when you do this, there's going to be younger males around you. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be like, they're not going to know how to act. See, me, I'm at an age where, I know how to respect that and keep it moving, but ladies, I have to be real with you, whether you're straight, whether you're, part of the community, whatever. If you decide to take your titties out, okay, understand there are consequences that come behind that.
because it's not like there's certain countries where they don't even look at where people can have sex ass naked in Europe or wherever, and nobody pay attention to that. They'll keep that shit going. You know what I'm saying? But then you have to understand, we're in the United States of America, especially in New York and Maryland and certain places of that magnitude, where if a motherfucker see a titty pop out, like guys are stopping and staring. Because and I'm not saying this right or wrong. I'm just saying this is what it is.
I mean, look, a guy takes his shirt off. If he looks good, like a woman's going to look too. To me, it's pretty much the same thing. Gawking is gawking, regardless.
And it's protected by the law anyway in New York State. New York State protects that law. You could be a man or woman or whatever what your gender is, to be topless. So at this point, it doesn't matter. If someone's gonna look, someone's gonna look. I agree with that.
No, but I'm saying, like, that's how y'all look at it. But then what I'm trying to say is, for the younger generations, for the teens and the 20s, they don't give a fuck how we saying it. They, what I'm saying? If they see titties, just hell no, it's not the same. LOL, we live for titties, Steph. Thank you.
Life.
Thank you. We live for a titty. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, if that little boy get hard seeing your titty, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta understand, some of these kids haven't.
Then you need to control yourself.
Hold on. What I'm saying is, like, these kids, they probably haven't seen a titty. You know what I'm saying? Since they sucked on their mamas when they were a baby or some shit. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, some of these cats probably didn't even have sex yet or whatever. So when they see that, self-control is out the window. You know what I'm saying? Once again, it's not right or wrong. It's what it is. And if you can accept what is, then I think we'll all be better off. See, a lot of people get super sensitive and shit and want to sit there and be like, oh, well, I have a right to pop my titty out and you got a right to not look.
Well, what is super sensitive? Because this could, having this conversation and saying, oh, having titties out and being nude, that's super sensitive too, to someone in someone else's eyes.
And that's where we're going to keep going down this loophole. At this point, our culture is not set up for any of this.
For taking accountability?
No, of course not taking accountability. Honestly, a lot of this stuff, we haven't set a lot of our roles or even set really our standards for stuff, because then you're giving examples, lyrics, of course, like in Europe. I remember I was out there and literally, like, nudity is a thing. It's not like very harshly like pushed and people are just not like, oh shoot, I see that. It's like, I don't want to necessarily normalize in particular, because I don't like to always use the word normal, but we haven't been shown a way in our culture to not over sexualize ourselves and be able to have that restraint and teach ourselves about the restraint, so that we know, okay, well, if that person decides to do that, this should be or could be one of my choices, what I could do, depending on either how I'm feeling, however else is doing, then this is what happens. I know this is going to end up being my end result. But ultimately, yes, our culture, especially in the U.S., we're not set up for that. So we're going to have talks like this over and over, going back and forth with loops and literally either trying to look for a solution, figure out what can we do, what can be done. But ultimately, yes, Steph, you saying is there's not a difference between a man and a woman taking it off. I mean, ultimately, because sex sells, there definitely is.
I never said it was different. I said that they're protected by the state. So regardless of who it is walking around, they're protected by the state. That there's no indecency in it currently in New York State. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. There's a park I think it's in Queens or something. Like, one of my mans in them, he was like, there's a park in Queens where it's like two parts of a park. One part is for everybody, for the family. The other part is for it was a beach. The other part
is free speech.
Yeah.
Free speech. Yeah.
So you know what I'm about to say. So it's a part of that beach where it's nothing but nudity, titties and ass everywhere. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So once again, we live in the United States of America, especially in New York City. You know what I'm saying? Where now it's attitude-wise with these young niggas is worse more than our time. You know what I'm saying? Our time, I'm not gonna say our time showed restraint 100%, but we knew right from wrong, and we knew if we see somebody with their titties out, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we gonna get hard, but we ain't gonna react. You know what I'm saying? Because we still have that line of respect. You know what I'm saying? Unless we were invited to suck a titty, then that's something different.
This is where I disagree with you on this, man, because you keep doing
Hold
the
on,
nostalgia thing. Go ahead. You could go on forever and ever. You'd be like 20 minutes talking about it. I thought we done. Can I chime in once? Can I chime in once?
Do you
Before I
think?
forget my thought. Now
Do you
I
think,
think I
baby?
forgot my thought now. So the whole point is the nostalgia thing that people say, oh, it was in my time. Dude, it was always fucking bad. Regardless of mentality or whatever, sexuality or how we perceive things, it doesn't matter. We always in these times, people were looking back and thinking, oh, it was better then. No, it was never better then. There was always people killing.
It was just always different.
It was always put in like this light. Oh, it was great then. No, it was not great then. It's just as bad as it was then, as is now.
A smidgen. Just a smidgen. No, I'm continuing. A smidgen. I didn't say it was completely the fuck better, but it was a smidgen. Now, I mean, once again, we can get to a whole bunch of shit when it comes to that, but
I disagree with you, Taisha, but yeah.
No men or women need to be rude in public. Okay.
I don't see.
Nude in public.
And here's the problem. Here's the problem. In my opinion, here's the problem with this country. We have demonized the human body so much, and it's because of religion that we've demonized the body. And
religion. Yep. Founded this country.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that way. This is what we were. This is how we came out. This is the body we were born with. Honestly, I don't see a problem, but we've created a society where we've, like I said, demonized it. We've been like, oh no, you shouldn't be showing that. Oh, throw some clothes on. Oh, cover that. Oh, it's gonna make my little man hard. Like it's gonna make me do some indecent things. Like, no, that's a self-control issue. That's the problem.
No, I totally disagree with that. I disagree 100% with that. Yeah. And reason being is because by nature, as a man, okay, as a young man, should I say, in your teens and 20s, even Ranters Union here said, once you hit puberty, matter of fact, he said everyone can't control themselves, especially youth. In the puberty stages of our life, we get hard at air.
It doesn't matter. No, the erection doesn't matter to me.
That's what's the problem with that.
No, it's not. That's not a problem. It seemed like Steph was trying to say it is a problem. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, no, it's not.
No, I'm not talking about the erection part. Like you getting hard or you getting aroused. Again, part of nature. That happens. It's natural. Women get aroused too. Same thing. That's not the issue. The problem is when you feel like you need to step in and take advantage of the situation. When a dude feels like he could grab behind or grab a girl's titties, or even if a woman thinks that she can grab a dude's penis, like that's where the problem lies. When you don't
they need permission for that. They need permission for that. Like you just can't do it willy-nilly. But I do have the right to ask permission. Like, excuse me, miss, those titties are looking mighty scrumptious today. May I please suck on one of them? Like, I don't see any fault in that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But the cops may, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't do that. But
that's what I'm saying. This society has created this kind of culture, this toxic culture where it in a way it's kind of warranted or like encouraged. Like, yeah, grab an ass, grab a titty. Like, nothing's gonna happen to you. You're not gonna have any consequences. Like, women get raped, constantly, and dudes get off constantly. Like it's so hard for a woman to protect herself. It's always been like that in this country. And Roe versus Wade again is a perfect example of that, of our rights and our dignity and our self-respect and the things that protect us being stripped away. So that's my personal take on it. But we're straying we're straying far left right now. I'm enjoying the topic.
I respect it though. I respect your opinion. Like excuse me, whoever thinks like that, I respect their opinion. Like I respect it. You know what I'm saying? Don't agree with it, but I do highly respect it.
Exactly what Tiffany said.
What's Tiffany said? You can look all day, just don't
touch. Exactly.
Unless you get permission.
Unless you get permission.
If you get permission, if the woman says, "Hey, I like you. You like to suck some titties?" Like, who am I to say no?
Scenario.
I was invited to suck some titties.
When were you ever invited to do that?
Like, I can't disrespect this woman. Like, I'm single. I can't disrespect. She looks beautiful. Them titties look suckable. My male duty as a straight man to accommodate that. Okay, like I know it seems like I'm talking shit, but I'm just saying. Wait, what is that?
I think we're going in the stream of talking about genital.
Yeah,
exactly. So different from being topless.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went totally to the left.
Yeah, we're going all over the. I see the comments in here. Like Benny asking me, "What up, Benny?" Benny asking me about lyrics being butt ass naked in my living room. I mean, my family wouldn't be okay.
Not me.
I'm like, all right, whatever. But you're gonna embarrass my family.
Look at this. We facilitating this. This is what happens.
But no,
how do we get here?
Yeah, how do we?
I want to know.
I think it started with the
random thought.
It started with the
random thought.
It started with the dyke mark.
It's random thought.
Okay, let's move forward though. Let's move forward because I wanna actually highlight some folks. Let me put this picture up real quick. I had to do it on the fly. Let me see if I can bring it up.
Wait, Tanisha has a question here. How would you feel if your children walking on the street and men having their ding dang hanging out and a woman walking with her peach showing? How would you feel?
If it were a situation where it was normalized, you shouldn't really have to think about it too much.
Yeah, see, it's a good thing
I don't live in that kind of society. That's the problem.
But
it's a good thing I have a son. It's a good thing I have a son. Because if I had a daughter, man, we had problems. Like, I'm sorry.
Topless. We're talking about topless right now. We're talking about people we're not wearing shirts. How do we get from no shirts to being completely naked and walking on the street with showing the glory?
We kept using the word nude. That's why. So then it moved to that instead of topless. We kept saying nude. So then that's where it went.
Well, no, the reason why we went why we're so off the subject here is because this is Randumb Thoughtz. What do you think? Well, you thought we was gonna stick to one part of the topic? No, we be going all types of ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, but hey, this is the beauty. This is the beauty of us. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Steph. Sorry.
No problem. I'm trying to open up the picture, but I'm not able to right now. I wanted to show the one that I showed. You know what? Let me see if I can. I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna share my screen. All right, and then we're gonna open it. Let's see. Chrome tab. No. All right, let me see. I'm gonna have to show the entire screen real quick.
It was there. I was just telling y'all to finish the comments. It was there. Y'all had
okay.
a bunch of comments that y'all ain't finished. Just it was there though.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna put it back then.
My fault.
Yeah. Okay, I think it's back up. So yeah, if we can get that up, I just want to show some people. Oh, there we go. Okay, I know it's a little small. I had to work on the fly, but this is what I use for the poster we did for the promo. But I wanted to point out a few people here. Like, of course, this person in the middle at the top being the largest figure there. That is Marsha P. Johnson, who was a very important figure. And she was one of the people that actually set off the Stonewall riots. She was involved in, along with Sylvia Rivera, who's another person. But I wanted to, highlight those two people in particular, and read up on Marsha P a little bit. Marsha P, who's also Tiffany would be happy to know a Virgo. um, Marsha P. Johnson was, well, we're not even going to read that part. But she was an American gay liberation activist and self-identified drag queen. Known as an outspoken advocate for gay rights, Johnson was one of the prominent figures in the Stonewall Uprising of 1969. Though some have mistakenly credited Johnson as starting the riots, Johnson was always forthcoming about not having been present when the riots began. Oh, well, I'm mistaken then. Johnson was a founding member of the Gay Liberation Front and co-founder of the radical activist group Streets Transvestite Action Revolutionaries, or STAR. I believe they still exist to this day, alongside close friend Sylvia Rivera. Johnson was also a popular figure in New York City's gay and art scene, modeling for Andy Warhol and performing on stage with the drag performance troupe Hot Peaches. Johnson was known as the mayor of Christopher Street. For the queers that know, the queers of New York that know about Christopher Street, that is the spot that is the place to be. It's much like the what do you call it? Not the Tenderloin, but the what's the place in San Francisco? The Castro. It's much like that. But Johnson was the mayor of Christopher Street due to being a welcoming presence in the streets of Greenwich Village. From 1987 through 1992, Johnson was an AIDS activist with ACT UP. Unfortunately, she passed in 1992. Her body was discovered floating in the Hudson River. It was ruled a suicide. However,
Damn.
there's mystery surrounding her death. There were some witnesses that said that she had been harassed. This was actually during a gay pride parade. But she was being harassed by a group of young guys, and that was like maybe it was the same day that she was found floating in the river. So also she was being harassed by other people like a couple days prior to that. So it could have been a retaliatory situation. Another witness said that when she was being harassed a couple days prior, that the same person that had harassed her had shown up at a bar and had bragged about killing a drag queen named Marsha, and the police apparently did not look into that. So there's a lot surrounding her death, but she was like a huge presence from the people that I knew that knew her. She was a huge presence on Christopher Street and in the West Village. So, and she's a very important figure to the queer community there and around the world. So I just wanted to highlight her and some of her accomplishments and her activist work, because it's just as important as any other activists out here. Which brings me to another activist. I did want to go into, I guess we could talk about Sylvia Rivera as well. So she was an American gay liberation and transgender rights activist who was also noted, who was also a noted community worker in New York. Rivera, who identifies as a drag queen, participated in demonstrations with the Gay Liberation Front with close friend Marsha P. Johnson, and also STAR, a group dedicated to helping homeless young drag queens and trans youth. She was, of course, raised in New York, lived most of her life in the city, She is of Puerto Rican and Venezuelan lineage, um, and she was living in the streets in 1962, just shy of her 11th birthday, and was forced to work as a child prostitute. She was taken in by local community of drag queens who gave her the name Sylvia. And this is a common thing among uh, trans youth, and just queer youth in general. Um, you know, being thrown out in the streets by their own families and them having to resort to sex work, which is like that's something that is very important to me. Um, I That's why I'm very serious when it comes to like people trying to demonize and criticize, sex workers, because some of them don't have a choice. Um, and sex work is something that people demonize it, yet they use the services of sex workers all the time.
Oldest
Um,
profession in the book, right?
hmm?
The oldest profession in the world, right?
Yes, it is the oldest profession in the world.
I
Well,
mean,
at least
I,
told by the Bible, but I
Yeah.
believe it to be true.
honestly, Steph, like not to play devil's advocate here,
Hmm.
just being
But you
honest,
are.
but I am. You know, like I remember growing up in the Bronx, across the Brooklyn from Hunts Point,
Hmm.
and for those who really know, Hunts Point was like the capital of prostitution,
Oh yeah,
to the
big red
point
light
where
district. Yeah.
HBO made a series called Hookers at the Point, for
Mhm.
those who remember. You know what I'm saying? And I remember as a kid, like my uncle Mac, God rest him, he used to live in Hunts Point. And I remember every time I used to visit him or whatever, Hunts Point, man, like I remember one time I was talking to this one prostitute. I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even really know what a prostitute really was, but I saw how she was dressed and I was kind of schooled to what the difference between prostitute and a regular lady was. Anyway, get to the point. I was talking to this lady and I'm like, well, why are you here? Why are you doing this? And it came to a point where she just said like, because I really had no choice, and like she started busting out crying, and I'm like, damn son, like you right, like I'm kind of 50-50 on it, man. Like once again, this is a situation where I'm 50-50 on. 50% is like, you know what, they have no choice, you don't know their background, but then the other 50% is like, yo, they they smart. They some of these chicks are smart enough to get a job. Some of these chicks they use the money to go back to school and do all this other shit. I'm like, well, why can't you do it? Why can't you go back to school, or why can't you try to get a job without having to be a prostitute? You know what I'm saying? And I always question that. You know, maybe I'm not maybe I'm not trying to go against it, but I always question. I'm like, why do you have to go down that route? You know what I'm saying? Like to really make your dreams come true, man. Like there's other ways of going about things. You know what
Here's
I'm
the thing,
saying?
though. When you do sex work, I mean, you get paid so much more money as opposed to other jobs, and that's the thing about it. It's like for some, it's the fast way. It's the fast track way to get to the place that they really would like to be. Um, and yes, the Randers Union said the oldest profession in the world is hunting. Okay. um, but yeah, exactly. They make this, everyone's weekly salary in a night. You get like up to like two, three, $4,000, sometimes even
Peace,
more
Brooklyn
a
Honcho.
night. Yeah, what's going on, Brooklyn Honcho? Um, yeah, they make that in a night. I mean, what job do you know that is easy to come by? Can you make that much money in one night or in one day in general? They're not a lot
Once
of
again, I
are a lot
get it,
like
I understand it, but then here's an issue of morality. You know what I'm saying? Like let's take a let's take a let's take an example here. Maya Khalifa. Even though Maya Khalifa is not she's not a hooker per se, or she was a hooker, She was a porn star. She done sucked and fucked her way into people's memories. You know what I'm saying? Then one day she decided to get married. Okay, cool. She got married. But then now her husband, I guess her husband found out how either way found out that this is Maya Khalifa. You know what I'm saying? Once upon a time, she was, you know what I'm saying, like sucking, fucking, jerking, all type of motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of plays in your mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, if let's say one of these prostitutes decided they met somebody special and wanted to say fuck the game, I want to go ahead and marry this dude. But then when you marry him, you know what I'm saying, and either out of a guilty conscience or they just happen to find out through a third party that yo, this is the chick that my man was all my mans in them was smashing, like on some hooker shit. Yeah, I understand that you did it for money, but then there's something that goes in the back of a man's mind when they deal with this. No, Steph, I'm just telling the truth.
No, I'm
reading the comment.
I'm reading the
what's
comment.
going on.
Oh, all right. She was jerking chicken, you said? Oh.
Hold on. You talking about specifically Mia Khalifa? Everybody knew she was a porn star. Even her man, when she got with him, and he was a chef. He was like a famous chef. He knew who she was. Are you talking about specifically her?
And then
No, I'm just making a point here.
Okay.
Here's the other thing about the
Everyone has
morality.
to pass. I get it though.
No. I'm pointing something out very specific. If it was a situation where she didn't tell her man about what she had done in the past, that is the problem. It's not the fact that she was a porn star. It's the fact that she lied. If that was the case, if she lied about it and didn't tell the man that she loved, the man that she chose to marry, that is the issue. It's not her porn star past. That shouldn't be an issue.
The fact of the matter is they divorced in a motherfucker right now. You know what I'm saying? And from what the reports were saying, the reason why they were divorced is because of that actual fact. It's having something to do with the fact that and this is coming out of Maya Khalifa's own mouth because they had an interview with her about it. This is right before the divorce.
Mm-hmm.
She was saying that she tried to talk to dude about it, and he was trying to wrap his head around the fact that okay, she did all this shit back in the past, but she's trying to change now. I understand that. I get it. And yeah, you're right. You shouldn't be judging people off that, this, that, the third. But at the end of the day, some dudes are cool with that though lyrics. Yeah, but we ain't talking about some dudes. We talking about this dude that was with Mike Khalifa. He was cool with it at first, yes. But after time, it's like people have a right to change their minds. You could be cool for one moment and be like, fuck out of here the next. Like who are we?
That's extreme, but that's extreme thing. You think it's like if you know you're gonna have issue with it going into it, you like maybe you should not pump your brakes and not marry the woman. Because if you know somewhere it's gonna affect you in some place, then you shouldn't even go that route. Like I mean, that's you know what I mean. It's honestly it's more on him than her. I'm gonna have to say in this situation because he's gonna be like, you know what, my ego cannot take this. Being my wife, being a woman who's had sex with multiple people on video or recorded, you know, whatever format you want to call nowadays. You know what I'm saying? It exists in the internet or whatever. Like he should know that going off that fact. You know, then not made that decision based on that.
But yeah, maybe. But then you also got to give him the benefit of the doubt in a sense. Maybe he'd never seen any of this woman's work until after he got married. Maybe then he got curious to say, "Oh well, you know, let me see what happened." And then here we go, bang bros.
Curiosity killed the cat, man. You should not play that button. Curiosity killed the cat. You should not press that button because that changed the world. You start seeing things differently. You start seeing possessiveness and ego and all that shit swirled around, and you just did it to yourself.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You're once again, you're right, and I do Eric. Famous. I agree with you. You know what I'm saying? I do agree with you. Like, yo. He should have just been like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But we weren't there. The only thing we're hearing is hearsay.
Well,
you know.
I also want to address Brooklyn Honcho's question. If your soulmate was a former sex worker, would you not pursue or would you proceed? I personally think I I've dated people that have dabbled in sex work. Honestly, it's you have to play it by ear. You really have to like assess the situation and see if you're cool with it. Like if it's a person that you feel you could trust, I don't then proceed. And sex work is work just like anything else. It's a profession just like anything else. Um, so I mean, it depends on whether like the person has truly given it up, or if they're like, "Oh, I enjoy my job so much, I want to keep going," and then you have to decide whether you're comfortable with that or not. I don't want to
Okay.
know.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. No,
No.
no,
Yeah.
fuck no. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because when you're having sex, and this is something that, like, this is not my opinion. This is actual truth, like
Mhm.
fact. When you're having sex, you're sharing. What do they say? You're sharing like souls and shit. Like
Oh, you
like
talking about you
like
create a soul tie after
I don't
that.
know if that's a
yeah,
fact.
you create a soul tie. And the thing is, when
What,
you
so
have
you think
sex,
vagina is possessed? The
anyway,
spirit in the
when
vagina?
you have
The
when
thing
you
saying?
Wait,
Uh,
You
what?
need to exercise that vagina.
oh.
yo, I hate you,
Talking about.
Kratos. No, I'm just saying, like, like seriously, when you having sex with when you having sex with multiple guys, that's multiple ties that you're dealing with, even if it's for money. You know what I'm saying? And like, let's just say, all right, you're married or whatever have you. You know what I'm saying? You love this guy, but this like the sex is whack. But then you got this ex, like they have a show on Netflix. I think it's called Love, Sex, or some shit like that, where
Yeah.
they got the woman. With this woman was a ex. I'm not gonna say hoe or nothing like that. She was on some slut shit. You know what I'm saying? But then one day she met this dude, some millionaire dude or whatever. End up, hooking up with him. They got married. They had a family, all that. But then the ex boyfriend, she was still thinking about this nigga because this nigga had the long schlong game. He was knocking it the fuck down. You know what I'm saying? The husband, he tried, but I guess his Peter Wood Johnson wasn't nice enough to knock it down. You know what I'm saying? And for some reason, every time having sex with him, he thinking about her. Fast forward to, like, I think it was the last episode. She went to her ex-boyfriend, was like, listen, I love my husband. I'm not leaving my husband. I'm not leaving my kids. I ain't doing all that. So is we fucking or what? What? Like like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
it's
what
the
it have to
same.
do with her being a sex worker? That could
But
be
this
any
is
woman or any
this is a
point
No,
fictional
being with
because
show.
somebody else
what I'm trying
and
to
then
say
wanting
is,
to go outside her marriage. We're talking about two things per se. We're talking about, first of all, we're talking about ego. We're talking about someone's ego who's gotten hurt because now they start thinking about their woman in a way of being with multiple partners even before. That's history. If you can't deal with her history, don't get with her. She was honest with you from the beginning, because in this particular situation, we're talking about it was out in the world. It wasn't like she hid it. What's going on?
He
what I'm trying
stumbled.
to say is, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, my two honcho, this guy. Not, I mean, yo, you can fuck till your dick fall off. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm trying to say is,
No,
but wait,
we can't.
every
We have we
vampires catch
purify in our
HIV.
vein, so it's like yeah, pure O. That's what we call it, pure O.
You know it was coming.
Like, wow, most vampires don't care, right?
Okay.
I
All right.
don't know. It don't
We are
really
way
matter.
off.
But
Steph,
I think
bring it
Okay.
dark.
back
That's a
in.
dark.
No, no, no.
That's a
I'm
dark thing to go to right now.
we're
Let's
gonna
just
move
get away
forward.
from that because
Yeah,
that's
let's
dark.
get away from that. Let's move
Yeah.
forward because
Yeah,
we're getting too deep. We getting
let's.
too.
Warning.
Yeah. So okay. So we're gonna pivot and we're gonna get into one more
Yeah, let's
person I
pivot.
want to highlight in particular that was part of the civil rights movement, because the gay liberation movement, the civil rights movement, that all has they all have ties. They all intertwine, in the 60s and 70s. So I wanted to point out someone by the name of Bayard Rustin. Some of you may know him, some of you may not. But Bayard Rustin is very instrumental in um, the creation and the I don't want to he was instrumental in creating the March on Washington movement, and he was also instrumental in creating SNCC, which is the Southern National Christian Conference, which Martin Luther King was very much a part of. It was one of the groups that he was that he worked with quite regularly. So Bayard Rustin, okay. Bayard Rustin is someone you should definitely know because a lot of times he's put in the background of history because that's where they wanted to put him because he was queer, and whether it was to protect him or it was because they didn't want to bring his queer life to the forefront, and they didn't want it to distract from the overall movement itself. His story needs to be told.
I'm sorry.
What happened? Where is everyone? There we go.
Hello.
Yeah, you're there. What's the question, Eric? What's up? Oh, he's frozen now. There you go. You're back.
He ain't frozen.
You're back. Now we
with me?
somewhere.
I thought it was a whole stream. Where in the picture is that person?
So Bayard Rustin is actually the black and white male character
with the glasses.
With the glasses
in the
bottom right corner.
Okay.
Yes. He's very important to a lot of movements. And then later on in life, he was instrumental in galvanizing the gay liberation movement as well. He was a big supporter of that. He was highly educated. He actually posthumously received the medal, the Presidential Medal of Freedom, which just shows how important he was to American civil rights. And like I said, he was had it not been for him, there would not have been a March on Washington, because initially Martin Luther King wasn't sure about it. He wasn't sure about putting it together or organizing it. And with the help of Coretta Scott King and Bayard Rustin, who were very close friends, that's how Martin Luther King met Bayard Rustin through his wife, who also was a big supporter of gay liberation rights and queer rights. If it wasn't for those two, we would not have had a March on Washington. Yes, Martin Luther King is the face of the March on Washington, but we have to also point out that it was Bayard Rustin who spearheaded the movement and spearheaded that moment in history. So I'm just saying that we need to really give him his due, along with Coretta Scott King, because she was a big proponent of queer liberation and queer rights. But keep Bayard Rustin in your mind next time you want to talk about the civil rights movement. So, and I mean, we could point out other folks in the picture as well. Of course, we have Josephine Baker in the far left corner. We have another figure here, Gladys Bentley, who was like one of the first. She was one of the first queer performers. She was pretty prominent during the Harlem Renaissance. She was very successful. She made a lot of money back then as a performer. She was well respected among her peers. She was one of the first masculine presenting performers. And she was, like I said, she was wildly popular at that time. And then you have other folks. You have Ma Rainey at the bottom left corner, who was also a queer performer and did very well. Of course, we know about Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. If you haven't seen the movie, it's phenomenal. It's very sad, but very phenomenal movie directed by Denzel Washington. Check it out. And Chadwick Boseman in that movie was also phenomenal. He should have gotten an Oscar, but that's my opinion. But
Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman.
yes, Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace. Of course, we have Billy Porter in here as well, and then we have India Moore, who's right under Marsha P. and Gladys Bentley, and then under her we have Ariana DeBose, who just made history as the first queer Latino Oscar winner. She won for her role as Anita in the reprisal of West Side Story. In the middle, of course, we have RuPaul, who really pushed the drag scene to the mainstream. She's probably the most popular drag queen of all time. Yes, R.I.P. Michael K. Williams. Yes, most definitely. And also you see MJ Rodriguez, who's right under Billy Porter, who's also a very prominent activist and trans performer, actress. If you've seen Pose, you've seen her. And then next to her, it's T.S. Madison, who's also an activist and very much in the trans scene. And yeah, if you've seen any of her work, she's great. And then of course, last but not least, we have Shanti at the bottom, fitness expert, and
you mean that bald-headed dude with the muscles or whatever? Like yeah. That's that dude. Right.
Yeah, Shanti. Yeah, hip hop abs. Insanity.
Wait, hold on. Hip hop abs.
That's my boy. That's my boy, man.
Shanti. Man. Yep.
All right, man. You know what?
I've actually met him too. I met him in person. He's a super nice guy.
But I remember the hip hop ads commercials and all that. I was like, yo, this corny shit, man. Listen, don't get me started.
Hey, if it gets the results, what does it matter?
Women, man, come on, man. What? Don't hate on the dude. Don't hate that dude. Don't hate on him.
I hate on a lot of people. I mean, like, I hate on whoever I want to hate on, man. Like, anyway, so like I was saying, right?
It's Walt Disney's fault.
So he a vampire too, Eric? Oh,
so yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't met him at the council meetings yet, so I'm not sure. Maybe transitional. I don't know.
Oh, vampires got council meetings and shit now?
Yeah, don't you know that shit?
Counts, get it? That's how they become.
We have local meetings and we have like international meetings.
Oh, that's what's up, yo. But let's talk about Michael K. Williams for a second. Let's talk about him, man. He's one hell of a dope actor, man. Like, and he's definitely will always be known as one of the most toughest. What his character Omar Little, being one of the most toughest gay guys ever on TV. Like, yeah, for sure. Like, it was crazy because he had the streets fooled like a motherfucker, boy. He was like, yo, look at this nigga with the shotgun, son. Yeah, he about to kill him, but hold on, man. He kissing this son. Yeah. Like, yo, you should have saw the streets reaction, the Omar, son. But I mean,
you had to respect his character.
Yeah, son. Like, it came to a point where Obama was like, yo, son, I fucks with Omar, son. Like, that's my man's. Like, oh, what? Like, yeah, son. Like, son, you gotta respect Omar Little's son. Like, yo, R.I.P. to the character Omar Little. He should never got his brains blown up by a little kid, son. But I don't like the way how the writers in The Wire did that to him.
What was that? What was his name? Denard or something like that.
Kennard, bitch ass, man. Yeah, Kennard, I didn't like that shit. I didn't like that, son. Why he got to get his head blown off in the corner store getting some cigarettes? Like, are you serious? Like, yo, son. At least if you gonna kill him, at least. Like, yo, have him square up with Marlo, son. Like, he was going after Marlo. Like, Marlo, he got a son. Like, yo, he killed Butchie and them. Like, yo, how you gonna have Chris and Snoop kill Butchie, and then he killed one. He killed Savino. Who the fuck is Savino? Like, yo, so Savino ain't that important. Like, all right, so he blew Sabrino's brains out. You know what I'm saying? And like, I'm sorry, man. I'm a big Wire fan, and I felt that Omar.
It was his time. Yep.
Omar, he deserved better than that. Omar, at least let him fight Marlo in the street. You know what I'm saying? You call them all type of bitches and shit. Then you got Marlo. My name is my name in prison. Fuck out of here, son. Like, yo, having Marlo in the middle of the street, like, yo, that should have been epic. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'd have loved that though. But Ed Burns and them niggas decided, nah, son, we gotta kill Omar all. Fuck out of here. So I'm like, yo, R.I.P. Omar Little, you deserved better. You deserve better, my nigga. Like, yo, son, like
Omar was the man. He's definitely one of the more iconic queer characters, along with Swoops. Shout out to Swoops.
Shout out to Snoop. You said Swoops.
You said what?
You said Swoops. You mean
I'm thinking
Snoop.
Cheryl Swoops. I'm sorry. Swoops.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant Snoop from The Wire. Like, yo,
Snoop. No, I meant Snoop. Yeah.
Snoop.
But shout out to her. Also a very iconic queer character.
But she deserved to get murdered by Michael. I'm sorry, like, you know, you was doing some stupid shit. Like, yo, like R.I.P. to Snoop, the character. Like, yo, so like we like niggas fuck with you. I don't fuck with you though, but niggas in the street they was fucking with you. So, you know, the actor, I fuck with you.
And yes to Shanti. If you've ever done a Shanti workout, like they are some of the hardest workouts ever. I always struggle through them. And you talking about an actual queer person who's well respected by men and women alike. You know, I know straight dudes that follow him on IG.
Of separate lyrics. You don't respect him, apparently.
Yeah, you do.
No, you know what? Honestly, Sean T, I thought he was straight when I first seen him. I didn't even know he was, like, to be honest with you, hearing this now is kind of a shock to me because I'm like, I really thought he was a straight dude. Like, I had no idea.
Yeah, if you follow him on IG, you will know real quick he is not straight.
Oh, wow. Like, but I mean, but you know what? To be honest with you, it doesn't matter whether you gay or straight. Like, I feel like this, man. I respect everybody's human beings. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't mind, can I tell the story of I'm gonna try to make it quick. No, I'm not.
I gotta go get my charger, so I'll be back.
We don't have much time left. We got like 11 minutes. So
all right. Well, let's get to the meat of it then. Like once upon a time, I was a gay basher. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie to you. When I was like little to I would say like high school, I was on some gay bashing shit. You know, but then like one situation that happened in high school kind of changed my perspective on that. You know, it was this kid. It was like 3 kids in the high school that I went to that were openly gay. Everybody knew they were gay. You know, they didn't give a fuck. They were like 2 of them were in a relationship with each other. They used to hold hands and all that shit. So one day I was chilling with a couple of my homies or whatever. You know, at least cats that they were my homies. And you know, we just shoot shit, whatever. But then we see the gay dude, one of the gay dudes walking with his sister. His sister, everybody wanted to get with a sister or whatever. But anyway, they was like, yo, they seen dude, he had a fresh baldy. So they was like, they just kept throwing rocks at him out of nowhere. And then they kept calling the F word and all that. I was like, yo, what you throwing rocks at him for? He said, nah, man, you fuck that dude. And the rocks became bigger and bigger till like one of the dudes threw a rock and busted his head wide open. I mean, blood gushing out his head, all that. And I had to I was like, yo, I ain't really want to like snitch on them, but then I don't want to see this dude end up having to go to the hospital, end up dying because of his sexual preference or whatever, you know. So then what I did was I made a diversion so the dudes can run away, you know what I'm saying? And then I actually got the security guard, you know, to go ahead and you know, help them out. They called the ambulance or whatever have you. The next day, you know, the guy and the sister, they thanked me for that, you know, because they thought I was throwing rocks with them. I'm like, nah, man, I'm trying to help them out, you know. And from that moment, you know, I had a conversation with my pops, and my dad will always say, like, yo, you know, you always have to take into consideration that, you know, like gay and lesbian people, they're human beings as well. You know what I'm saying? And I think that was the change that I needed. Like, I think I needed to see that in order to
understand and respect the fact that the LGBTQ community, they're human beings as well. You know, no matter your race, your sexual preference, man, we all a part of the human race. We all got to live in this world together,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? We all have to like we all have to exist in this world together. You know what I'm saying? And for you know, for you to try to hurt or try to kill somebody because of their sexual preference or whatever, because of their race or sexual preference, however it goes, that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Bad enough we got people, going after each other due to religion and due to money and due to oil and resources and shit that belong to one country, and we trying to steal it from another, like one country to go to another for all type of shit. Yeah, I think you guys understand what I'm saying. The fact of the matter is we have too much on our plate. You know what I'm saying? Like, enough love, enough respect to everybody who, has the heart and the balls to admit, who they are, in life. You know what I'm saying? I know I bust chops, I bust balls, man, but I try my best to, be as much of a good guy as possible. You know what I'm saying? I just try to bring people to reality. You know what I'm saying? But it's not to hurt anybody's feelings. It's just to make you see that, listen, there's another side to this. But all in all, what I'm trying to say is learn how to love one another, man. You know what I'm saying? And learn how to respect each other's boundaries. Just because a straight man may be straight, then, because you do have some gay dudes try to hit on straight dudes like they about to turn the tides. Nah, it's not even about all that. You know what I'm saying? And I remember one gay dude, he was like, I was doing security work at a gay club. He was like, yo, I respect you. It was like, and he said that out of nowhere. I was like, well, what do you respect me for? What happened? He was like, because you're not what do you say? You're not afraid of something. I forgot what it was. He was like, yo, you're not he was like, yo, it seems like you ain't afraid of gay people or something like that. Like you're comfortable in you're comfortable in your own skin. I said, well, yeah, like, at the end of the day, you guys are human beings too. You guys deserve the party just as much as straight people do. You know what I'm saying? Like, who the hell am I to tell you to stop partying because you gay or lesbian or something? Who the fuck am I?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he was like, yo, I respect that, man. He gave me a pat and a half, a hug, and kept it moving. You know what I'm saying? But then he also slapped his boyfriend for talking to another dude. That shit was hilarious. Slapped the shit out this nigga. Cock slap, not cock slap. The nigga just went bang. He was like, bitch, who the fuck you talking to? Yo, I love that shit. I'm sorry that he just like it put a cherry on top of my night to see some that he just like it
you
came out of
some domestic violence and you that made your night. Jesus Christ, man.
It was just the way it happened, though. It was the way it happened. We ain't condoning violence. I'm not condoning violence, but the shit was hilarious, yo. It was the way it happened, son. Like, out of nowhere, he was like, "Bitch," like nobody told you to talk to him in your mind. Like, oh,
can I ask you a question? He hugged you and then turn around and smack his boyfriend on the other side? Was it like that?
It was like seconds. It was seconds after the pound and half a hug.
So
like,
he turned around
and half a hug, and then like. Yo, no, it wasn't no gay domestic violence. It was like I didn't know that was his boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? But it was just some random shit. And I was like I said, we're not condoning violence here on Randumb Thoughtz. Like, let's not, you know what I'm saying? But the shit was hilarious the way it happened. Like, it was like he was like, ah!
The opinions expressed in his program are those of the presenter in their current state of mind, which they have the right to change at any given moment.
Yo, I had to play that shit again, man.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. Like, I really am sorry, man. But like, yo, should we go to final thoughts right now? Let's go to final thoughts right now.
Oh my god.
Thoughts right now. Like,
Eric, I know what room you're in. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. No, okay. No, that was terrible. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Final thoughts, anybody?
Yeah, very, very true, Tiff. Final thoughts. Avis, why don't you go first?
For sure. Thank you, Steph, though, for the knowledge and also hosting. So, shouts to you, Steph. Ultimately, knowledge and wisdom is key to being able to know and learn the not only the differences but what brings people together. So, you know, much love to everybody out there that, again, like Lyric said, is embodying who they are and figuring that out as it goes and really standing strong and firm what you believe in. So ultimately, yeah, just do you.
Word. Eric, uh, what are your final words? Your final
Not
thoughts?
much. I mean, the same, similar with the Abbas, I saw this as an educational kind of experience. I'm not in that world, it's the world that Steph is. And to everybody who's celebrating, and anybody who's celebrating next to loved ones, happy Pride. And that's it.
Hey, thanks, man. Lyric, you there?
Yeah, man, I'm here.
All right, what are your final thoughts? What bullshit are you about to say? No.
No, I'm to be honest with you, I said all I've said, man. 'Cause the shit I'm still thinking about when dude slapped the shit out of the other dude. Anyway, listen, um, guys, I'm gonna keep this short, sweet, and simple. Just take care of each other, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, just take care of each other, but respect everybody else's boundaries, man. You know what I'm saying? Just because this person may be that way, another person may be another way, doesn't mean that y'all can't be friends, y'all can't coexist in the same room or around the same area. Like, just keep in mind, like, a gay man or a lesbian woman or anybody from the LGBTQ community, they are human beings just like you. They have a right to breathe the same air as you. They have a right to party like you. They have a right to love like you. They have a right to, like, fuck different people like you. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have in other words, they have a right to live. Please, as human beings, let's please respect that right, because only God can judge. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Nobody else. You know what I mean? Happy Pride Month to the whole LGBTQ community. If LGBT plus, you know what I'm saying? Just get drunk, fuck, and don't give a fuck.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? Like, like, it's all love. You know what I'm saying? And that's it, man. Steph.
So my final thoughts. Honestly, I mean, I wish we could have touched on some more topics, because I mean, I wanted to get into Huey P. Newton and his push to include gay and lesbian rights and ableism rights into the civil rights movement fold, to bring it even more into the forefront. Of course, the people he was working with didn't agree that that should be something that they should move forward in doing. But if you ever look up Huey P. Newton and his his push to put gay rights and ableist rights and other marginalized folks into the forefront of the movement, because I think he was very much a visionary in bringing it up and bringing it up as a concept, and moving forward, as a way, because I think he saw, how powerful a movement that could have been. And I also didn't get into. I wanted to talk about, like, Dave Chappelle's The Closer, and his mentioning of, he didn't say it outright, but he was talking about white supremacy infiltrating the queer community and other civil rights communities, the way they're trying to, like, take it over. I know we were talking last night about his analogy that he had in what was the one that he did in Atlanta, the one before The Closer, Sticks and Stones, where he brings up the analogy of the alphabet community being in one car and traveling down the road together, and the first thing he says is the gay white man is driving the car, and he's saying we know these roads. In fact, we built these roads. Like that part to me was like the most powerful part of his analogy, because he said so much. It was such a loaded statement in that. But I mean, we could get into so many things regarding that. But at the end of the day, I'm with you, Lyrics. Like, who are we to judge, someone's life? I think if someone's not hurting anyone or, hurting anything, who are we to judge? Like we as a queer community, we're just trying to live, love, laugh, and do all the things that, cisgendered, people do pretty, freely and without, any kind of thought. I mean, they most of them can live pretty freely, at least, cisgender white people.
Oh shit!
But we want the same kind of rights. We want to
Oh wow!
without people judging us or questioning the way we're living, and that's why we continue this fight for gay rights. And it's going to be even bigger fight now because the Supreme Court has decided to take bring on a possible war against our rights. After they made a way for us to have our rights, now they want to strip them away. So I think with this most recent Roe versus Wade verdict and decision, we need to double down, stand 10 toes down, and really continue this fight, because it's not over. Our rights are in jeopardy, and it's turning into Gilead from The Handmaid's Tale gradually, or maybe even more quickly than we think. So let's keep the fight. Let's hold this flag up high, and let's join together, and let's unite, y'all. All marginalized people all across, and that's what this is about. And the new flag that has the brown and black colors in it, that's what it's about, uniting together and standing as one powerful force. So let's continue to do that, y'all.
Yeah, let's continue to just like I said, man, just all live as one, and that's about that. Well, everybody, this closes another episode of Randumb Thoughtz. This here was the season 3 premiere. As we move to YouTube, for those who subscribe, thank you very much. We appreciate it. It's all love. For those who haven't subscribed yet, stop bullshitting and subscribe. Let's get it.
Click that subscribe button at the bottom.
Yeah,
click it at the bottom. It's right down there in your bottom right hand corner.
Exactly. And you know
subscribe. What? And if you don't want YouTube, you can go on Facebook, and you can also go on Twitch, because we're broadcasting live on those platforms as well. And click that subscribe button and get your notifications, because when we go live, you'll know right away.
Yeah, click that bell after you subscribe. Click the bell and shit for notifications or whatever, and when the episodes are coming up. Because like we're no longer doing shit on IG. Like the only thing we're doing on IG, we're gonna show you some past reels and promotion, and that's it. For those who thought we were playing and went on IG, y'all asses have seen the promos and the replays of season 1 and 2. You know what I'm saying? So season 1 and 2 coming soon. Also on YouTube, we're working on that. Plus we're working on other goodies as well. But we'll talk about that soon enough. But just to let you guys know, on the next episode of Randumb Thoughtz is episode 3-2, the differences between vegetarian and vegan diets. That's something that I personally wanted to get into, wanted to have a conversation about, because I've even though I enjoyed the nice turkey ham and white American cheese sandwich from the corner store.
Chopped cheese.
No, not chopped cheese. Fuck y'all, man.
Oh man.
No, turkey ham and white American. Like I enjoyed a nice sandwich here from the good people up on 241st. Sorry, 242nd Deli. Shout out 242nd Deli. Um, I really am thinking about entering a like slowly entering a vegetarian diet, but then I also hear about vegan diets. So what I'm going to try to do for the next episode is try to bring some special guests in here so we can further talk about it because this is something that I think we all need to pay attention to, especially for those who really want to make a health change, you know, because like you got people, you have vegetarians calling themselves vegans and vice versa, and nobody knows the difference. Not everybody knows the difference. So, like I said, we here for the fuckery, but we also here to help as well. You know what I mean? So, guys, tune in next week for episode 3-2, the differences between vegetarian and vegan diet. We'll see you then. For Adviz, famous Ramos, Stephanie Gale, who is our special guest, special host today. This is the LYR to the ICS lyrics. Signing off, y'all. Peace.
You may know me, but do you really know me? Are you willing to take the time to know who I am? So many layers to uncover. Are you ready to go that deep? See, the ones that truly know me understand the very core of me. I'm a good woman with a good heart, most fail to see. I invite you to take a minute and not use your eyes, but use your heart to see. Don't be afraid, it's okay. It's okay to feel vulnerable. It's okay to be scared, to be hurt, to be broken. It's part of the deal when you have a soul. It's time to let it go. It's time to face another day. You may never find the answers to the questions inside you, but perhaps it's better to know you'll be okay. Yeah. Truly hurt me more than you ever know. I never knew pain so real could pierce this deep. To a point where I couldn't move, completely numb to any other feeling. Yeah. Now I hope this burden on me. My friends don't even recognize me. I stare into the mirror and view an empty shell for who I used to be. The pain is in everything I say or do. I wonder if the love I felt will return to me. Hey, hey, hey. But for now I'll be okay. It's okay to feel vulnerable. It's okay to be scared, to be hurt, to be broken. It's part of the deal when you have a soul. It's time to let it go. It's time to face another day. Hey, you may never find the answers to the questions inside you, but perhaps it's better to know. Be okay.